Welcome back to Seasons of Her. I'm your host, Tanisha Simmons. Today, our topic is going to be the woman behind the uniform. We do have a guest here, and she has been in the military for 36 years. She is a native of Sikeston, Missouri. She graduated in 1988 from Sikeston Senior High, and then she went on to Russ College at HBCU. And during her military career, she went to Iraq in 2010 and Afghanistan in 2028. She is married and she has three kids. And she is our hero here in our community. Um, so let's welcome Miss Dawna Allen.
Hi.
Hi. We just want to thank you for coming on today and,
Thank
talking
you.
about your story and how God has been good to you through
Mhm.
and throughout. So, can you just share a little bit about your journey and what led you to the military?
Sure. So, I would say, looking at my siblings, I had four siblings
Mhm.
who had served prior to me joining, and looking at all those four siblings, I mean, you can see the difference
Mhm.
from them being in the military and I'm not going to say my regular siblings, but they seemed to be more poised. They had more confidence,
Mhm.
and I could really see it, and I wanted to be like them.
Okay. And they were your
They were my older
older
siblings.
siblings.
Yes, my oldest sister was in the army.
Mhm.
My two brothers, army, and one navy.
Yeah. Okay. So, when you were in high school,
Mhm.
did they come like the recruiters? They came to the high school, and you automatically knew you were going to be.
Well, I knew it before the recruiters came, so
Mhm.
I knew that I wanted to do it, and I did join. My senior year, I was like, man, I'm going to join the military. I'm going to get that GI Bill, and
Yeah.
I was all for it, all
Yeah.
for
I know when they came when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, yeah,
it.
we were taking that test. I'm like, yeah, this is not what I'm gonna do. And
Right.
probably because it was a lot of running or something, but I was
Mhm.
like, no. So when you look back, what did the uniform symbolize then, and versus what it means to you now?
Then it really did symbolize for me service, honor, duty, and I saw a lot of uh, loyalty when I
Mm-hmm.
would look at the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And I do see those things now, but I don't know if there is more transparent as it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this day and age, the atmosphere with people in the military that I know that are still serving and seeing some of the different sides
Mm-hmm.
coming up. And because when I was in a uniform, you really did think green,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's changing.
Yeah. Just like everything else in this world,
Hmm.
everything changed from what it used to be
Right.
to what it is now.
Hmm.
So, what were some of the challenges you faced being a woman in this field that is often male dominated?
Um, some of the challenges I would think for me, it was just more personal. It really
Mm-hmm.
was. I joined in '88 before I had a family.
Mm-hmm.
By '94, I had a family, and or '92, I had a family, and I really wasn't ready to separate myself from the family. So I'm not going to say that I didn't have that responsibility with the military,
Mm-hmm.
but it was more for my family. So
Yeah.
as a mother, I found myself just wanting to be a mother first.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I started to learn how to incorporate it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, in 1988, that's many years from now, currently,
mhm.
were there a lot of women that was in the military
um,
around that time versus now?
right. Um, no, I'm not going to say there were. I will say this: I worked in a hospital, so the hospital is predominantly more women. I
Mm-hmm.
guess because you have more in the medical
Yeah.
field that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that when I went into a sustainment unit, which is more of logistics and stuff, they tend to be more male.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So, how did serving impact your confidence, your identity, and your sense of purpose as a woman?
Um, I do think it has had an impact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really think that I kind of had that identity before I went into the military.
Mm-hmm.
Being a woman, a strong woman, I had that in my household with
Mm-hmm.
my own mother. And so I really can say that I took a lot of that into the military with me. But at the same time, I do know that I was in leadership a lot of times. And so, yeah, it was hard
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. It really was hard to
Mm-hmm.
get the guys, the soldiers to buy into, hey, I'm a woman, we can laugh and joke, but at the end of the day, I'm in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so I did have those moments. But for the most part, I really think that a lot of my leadership came from home,
From
from with
home,
home.
and
Yes.
that's the source of it. Everybody
Yes.
think when um sometimes, like, I have family members who like, yeah, you need to go to the military, you need to
Mm-hmm.
get that structure in.
Mm-hmm.
But you just saying it comes from home.
Yes.
Everything starts from the inside
Yes.
of your
It
house.
really did.
So for all my listeners, just realize, if you're saying you need that structure, it comes from home
It
first.
does.
So that's good to
Mm-hmm.
hear that, because
Mm-hmm.
we need that reminder that
Yes.
we are our first kids, teacher, everything.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the structure comes from
Mm-hmm.
homes. Um, and you said it was hard and difficult for the male soldiers, to listen to you.
Yeah.
Now out here, in your everyday life,
Mm-hmm.
how do you face those challenges when you are dealing with males in leadership roles?
Well, I really feel like the way you present yourself is the way you will be perceived.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm laughing in the military, like we say, smoking and joking, then they want to smoke and joke with you.
Yeah.
But if you define who you are and where that line is, you won't have that big a struggle
Mm-hmm.
in getting people to buy into. And if you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
because I only really want to follow someone that I think know what they're doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
That's true. So when the uniform comes off, who
Mm-hmm.
is Dawna Allen?
I being in the military for 36 years, being a parent, sending my last kid off just almost 4 years ago. My identity was really wrapped up into the military. So I
Mm-hmm.
find myself now really finding who I am all over. And I'm not saying that, uh, what I'm doing now is brand new. I think I'm just brushing off the old and polishing it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more of me is being reflected,
Mm-hmm.
with whether it's taking trips. I never was able to travel because I
Mm-hmm.
was always in the military. So I never was able to travel. I never, my kid was in basketball. So my traveling was following them, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But now this is more me time.
Yeah.
I'm retired from the military. My daughter's gone. So I think I'm just polishing off the old, and this is more of who I am
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. And not to throw your age out there, you don't have to tell them, but I thought she was younger than what she looks, and you probably gonna think the same thing.
Well, I was in the
Um,
military 36 years, so
but
you
I'm
got to
just
be
saying,
18 to
if you're not
join.
listening to the 36 and you're looking at her, you're gonna think she's way younger than what she is. And she's super stylish too. So I want you to tell them about that. Not just yet, but in a little bit. So what is something people may not know about you as a woman behind the strength and the discipline?
One thing I think people don't know about me is I think I have that internal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what is right. You see what is right. You know, I don't really buy into the zodiac signs or that kind of stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't.
Yeah.
But it's funny how some of those things align with who I am. And so I see order, structure,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not me.
That's
It's not. So I wore it on the inside because I know what right looks like.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I got to get that right. I got to get that right. You
Yeah.
know.
So, how do you balance the roles of being a wife, a mother, and a woman of faith while still finding space for yourself?
Yeah. So that was always a balance for me because, like I said
Mm-hmm.
before, you find yourself pushing all those areas of your life,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be the best mom you can be, trying to be that faithful church leader when it's
Mm-hmm.
only you and the pastor, at Bible study,
Yeah.
trying to be that person, trying to be the wife that, husband may need this, but man, my kid, she needs me to do this, or
Mm-hmm.
I got Bible study on
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday. So it's always a struggle, but I really do try to balance it by um, really just trying to remember God's hierarchy,
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't always work out that way, but
Yeah.
for the most part,
Yeah.
I do believe in my
Yeah.
marriage, the sanctity of marriage. I believe in all that, and
Mm-hmm.
so um, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a struggle in any role
Mm-hmm.
when you are redefining yourself,
Mm-hmm.
finding your new identity, but you're
Mm-hmm.
still a wife, a mother, and you
Mm-hmm.
all of these things, and you're trying to balance it out.
Right.
I know I had that struggle just recently,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all because it was all new to me. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming from a single woman, doing
Mm,
whatever I want, doing
yeah.
whatever I can for everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I got this family. So,
Awesome.
and then I was a new counselor, and all of these things. It was like, okay, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? Like, how are you going to balance those out? And I was struggling
Mm-hmm.
like last year just because it was fresh,
Mm-hmm.
So whichever, season you're in and you are in new things, is always a struggle to
Oh yeah.
balance those
Mm-hmm.
those things and trying to figure it
Mm-hmm.
out. And like you say, you just got to remember like God, where he's at, and
Mm-hmm.
that what helps me too.
Mm-hmm.
And what he say as a woman, like who you are,
Right.
as a woman, you have to be these things, but also, you need to take that time out for yourself as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Exactly.
So just like this podcast, and then
Mm-hmm.
you being here, that's something that is all about you in
Mm-hmm.
this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
balance, and
It's
it's,
a balance.
yeah,
It really
it's
is.
always a work in
Mm-hmm.
progress. You're not gonna have it down to a T,
Mm-hmm.
because something else gonna come up, and you
Yeah.
got to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're figuring that out
I
too.
am too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
um, so have you ever struggled to separate the soldier in you and the soft woman is inside you?
I definitely have.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, especially when we were raising children in the house, he would always remind me that these are not your little soldiers. Stop talking crazy, So, yeah, sometimes you got to know when to turn it off, and when to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that nobody has perfect children,
Yeah.
but structure is a thing,
Mm-hmm.
discipline is a thing, and I do believe in both. So, and I think my children had both, so that kept us from the streets and from
Yeah.
the jails and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a big
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how has your faith carried you through the different seasons of your life, especially the tough ones?
I truly live by Jeremiah 29:11.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and every time, even when my kid is going through, my children are, I'm like, God has the plan. We
Mm-hmm.
have to trust the
Trust it.
plan, stay the course. We
Mm-hmm.
can't deviate. Just know that at the end it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Whatever
Whatever.
whatever the season, whatever the task, it's going
Yeah.
to work out.
That's in my bio,
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I found couple years ago, probably 2, 3 years ago, for my birthday, my cousin had sent me some decorated cookies,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them it had all my accomplishments on them, and it
Mm-hmm.
had Jeremiah 29:11. I'm like, what is that scripture? And it was like, for God knows the plans,
Mm-hmm.
and that right there just. I was like, this is it,
Oh yeah.
because you need that reminder. And
Mm-hmm.
for a very long time, I had on my, I put it on all my bios,
Mm-hmm.
on social media, and then I had it as my screensaver on my
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Yes.
And you have to that resonate with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you're going through difficult times or you upset or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
have to remember that God has the plans.
Mm-hmm.
Like He has the final say,
Exactly.
and just the world will make you think otherwise if
Mm-hmm.
you're not grounded
Yeah.
in that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Trust the plan.
trust the plan,
Mm-hmm.
and He has the plan. Was there a season where you had to completely surrender and let God remind you who you are outside of the uniform?
Um, if there were a season, I
Mm-hmm.
would say that it would be the final year of me being in the military,
Uh-huh.
and that's because it really didn't end on the note that I wanted it to end on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't get the accomplishment that I'd been striving for, even though I checked all the boxes, you know, dotted all the I's, crossed the T's. And I had to realize that, you know, I did what I was supposed to do. But at the end of the day, um, we all have free will.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't chosen for that rank, even though I'd done everything I was supposed to do. But I had to say, that's man. You know,
Yeah.
man chose who they wanted to choose
Mm-hmm.
because they have free will, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the end of the day, I had to say, but that it wasn't part of my plan. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting the plan. God has the final
So it
say.
goes back to Jeremiah
Go
29
always goes
11.
back to
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah. Hmm.
Yeah. So how do you stay grounded mentally and spiritually in moments of stress?
Um, right now, in the past, working out was always my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, always my thing. And I worked out faithfully 5 days a week up at 4:15 at the Y by, you know, running and doing all that. And that was truly my time for meditation. And for years, 10, 12 years, I ran on the same Wow CD,
Mm-hmm.
the same one. And I could not run on any other songs, but those songs literally ministered to
Mm-hmm.
me every day. And I would say to myself, hey, you know, you're just using this time to work out. But the minute I stopped working out is the minute that my faith, you know, I was not uh, uh, fellowshipping with God,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's always been my time,
Yeah.
always been my time.
So what does purpose means to you now in this chapter of life?
I think right now I am trying to find that purpose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I pitched different ideas. I still have not, you know, jumped in wholeheartedly. So I'm really trying to find that purpose. But whatever it is, I really want it to be from God, because then therefore I know it will be blessed. You know, it's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be just something I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to really find that purpose.
So what are some of the things that you think?
Well, you know, like I said, I never did a lot of traveling. So this last year or two, I found myself traveling with friends. I never
Mm-hmm.
did that before.
Yeah.
And I always enjoy clothes. Clothing has always been my thing, but I always had kids, so they were the priority.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I still always like clothes. But now I think I'm like redefining myself, just trying to find more of an individuality, because
Uh-huh.
I've always belonged to someone else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I think I'm just really trying to be me,
Yeah.
an individual.
And speaking of, she's always been into clothes. Y'all should see it.
I love clothes.
And I'm telling you, don't speak to her about shopping if you're trying to save some money. Because one of the
It's a
things, I
real
guess
thing. That's
she
a real
found the
thing.
purpose of going on this TikTok shop.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, but I've been
And
good
you
lately.
know, my husband and I has been on TikTok shop because of her. And
They have some good
and you know,
things.
they do have some good things.
Yeah.
But don't talk to her if you're trying to save some money.
Right.
But go on there and own her page and follow her, and support her as she's trying to get into her fashion
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she is stylish, one of the best dressed in our like. We work together.
Hmm.
100% one of the best dressed.
I love
Um,
clothes. I love new
she
things.
loves it, y'all.
I do. And I like glasses. I wear glasses. So I got a collection of glasses. Love
Yeah.
glasses.
So that's the woman outside the uniform. She get to wear
Yes.
what she wants to wear.
Exactly. You're right.
And she's gonna look good doing it. So if y'all see her somewhere, just know she's looking good. So if you can speak to other women who felt like they were lost, that they lost themselves in their roles, what would you tell them?
Um, it's really hard to say this when you don't know where people's faith is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's truly you have to define yourself in Christ first.
Yeah.
And I really think that that's the first step. Once you do that, everything else is going to fall in place. And
Mm-hmm.
we still have struggles. Like I said, I'm still defining myself. I think really God has already said, this is you. You've always been this person.
Mm-hmm.
Just dust her off,
And polish
and
her
get
up.
back on the course. So I think that is for me that's the key. And
Yeah.
so
In
trust God.
Christ. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta just trust Him. Know that He has the plan.
Yeah.
His plan's a good plan.
Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
the best plan.
Yes.
And I just know if when I'm in situations, when I drift away,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like my life is the
Exactly.
craziest.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything and anything is bound to happen
Mm-hmm.
because the source, I lost the source
Mm-hmm.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this podcast is about, like just
Mm-hmm.
women in their different seasons,
Mm-hmm.
but also with faith. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't do anything without God. I
Right.
can't do anything without having my faith
Mm-hmm.
in Him. And we're not
Mm-hmm.
saying that you're not gonna
Oh no.
be redefining yourself
Yeah.
in the different seasons,
Mm-hmm.
but remember who has the final say
Yeah.
and who is the person that wake us up every morning and give us
Exactly.
that go. So
Mm-hmm.
finding that source in that word and having
Mm-hmm.
that relationship with God is key,
Mm-hmm.
um, to being successful in this life. And success looks different for all of us.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what season are you currently in, and what is it teaching you?
I think my season is patience now.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. There are some things that I want to happen, and I kind of want to happen right now, but I do feel God saying in due time,
Mm-hmm.
in due time. So I have to slow down, keep doing what I'm doing right now, and just wait. So
Yeah.
I'm in a waiting season. I'm in
Yeah.
a patience season.
That is that tough?
It's very tough because
Yeah.
we're in a world now where if we can get it, we're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it, yeah. Yeah.
So
So I know in the military you guys gotta wait on, and I don't want to get the ranks wrong, but your sergeant or the person in leadership position.
hmm
So how was that in the military
well,
when
I
you were
mean,
waiting and
you
being
know,
patient?
we have a saying in the military, and it's called "hurry up and
Uh,
wait,"
mm-hmm. Yeah.
because they want you there now, and you might be, we have to be there. Oh, dark 30. You're there with all your bags.
Mm-hmm.
They say you're gonna leave at 0600, and then you look around and it's lunchtime. You
Yeah.
still haven't,
Yeah.
but you had to hurry up and get there, and then you just wait.
Okay.
So that's and I find that sometimes in life, I'm always trying to do something, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not time.
But it's
So
not
it's
time.
not time. Just
Mm-hmm.
wait.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That can be tough. Waiting
Mm-hmm.
period is tough.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like a little kid waiting on Christmas.
I know. You
Mm-hmm.
like, is it Christmas yet? Are
Right.
the movie, are we there yet?
Right.
Are we there? We're
Right.
traveling there. So how can your story inspire other women to stand tall even when they feel unseen behind their own uniform?
Um, just know that your story is your story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my story is my story. We all have different paths. We all have different backgrounds. But at the end, we all have that ultimate goal that we want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And we might, take different paths to that goal.
Mm-hmm.
But just know that with God, you're gonna
Yeah.
make it.
Mm-hmm.
Little determination, a little prayer, a
Mm-hmm.
little, patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does being the woman behind the uniform truly means to you today?
Well, I know that 36 years was literally 2/3 of my life
Mm-hmm.
when I retired from the military. I had to give them 2/3 of my life. And for a long time, that's who I really was.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the military. I, two deployments, never traveled because I was gone one weekend a month, and then the other weekends I wanted to be at home, so I never wanted to leave. So being in the uniform, outside of the uniform now,
Mm-hmm.
I think all those years prepared me for today.
Yeah.
They prepared me for today.
Do your kids understand the sacrifices that you had to make so they can have the life that they have today?
Um, yeah, it's somewhat, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, and even with my middle son, I don't think I've talked to him a lot, but I really think when I left, he was really in some formative years. And so I do have some, you know, um I do feel bad. I mean, because in those moments, I saw that he really needed a parent. So
Mm-hmm.
I do think they know the sacrifice. I don't know if they know that. I hate that they had to go through
Go through that too.
those things.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, you know now.
Yeah. Yes.
um, so finish this sentence. This season of me is all about.
This season of me is all about. Um, I'm not to be selfish, but I really think it's all about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a wife for over, it'll be 31 years. Yes, I had to do the math in my head. In November, 31 years. My husband and I, we've been together 35 years.
Okay.
So I've always been, longer, more than over half my life, and then being a mother for all those years, and you never stop mothering.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it really is more about me. And my son Alex, teased me about a few years ago. It's like, yeah, I think mom's going through a midlife crisis because I cut off all my hair and all that kind of stuff. But no, it's no crisis. I think I'm just living life right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In a good, safe, spiritual way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you deserve that. You've been, like you said, 36 years of your life
Mm-hmm.
has been, this is what you need to do. I need you here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of sacrifices missing
Mm-hmm.
from your
Oh my
family.
gosh, so many family
And,
reunions, so many
mm-hmm, so,
birthdays.
yeah.
Missed my son's graduation from uh, high school. Didn't
Mm-hmm,
wasn't able to do that. Birth of my first grandchild. So
yeah.
I've missed a lot.
Yeah. But now you get to have that with your grandkids.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And she talks about her grandkids all the
I
time.
love them.
Love them dearly.
Yes, I love
Yeah. And I
them.
want to say thank you for your service.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for
You're
the
welcome.
sacrifice that you made to fight for our country. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you.
And I know people that's watching this, if they're thinking about the military, that
Mm-hmm.
they definitely somebody that looks like them that was in leadership
Mm-hmm.
positions, been in there for a very long time, can get some inspiration
Yes.
from your story and how you continue to fight for yourself, for your family, and for our country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
that.
Thank you.
Um, So, how can listeners connect with you and follow your journey?
I'm gonna have to get back. It's so funny because I love TikTok. I talk about that
Mhm.
all the time, but I'm not somebody that even knows my TikTok name
Oh,
or
geez.
Instagram name.
Once we find it, we'll let y'all
Yeah,
know.
yeah. It's so funny. I think it's like Major Donna or
Uh huh.
Major Allen or
Mhm.
something like that. I really don't know. So yeah, that's part of my journey,
Yeah.
starting to know that, because I really do aspire to be like into social media,
Mhm.
so
We're gonna get it together.
we're
She
gonna
got
get
a
it
young, a
together.
lot of people that's gonna make sure that they can see.
Oh my god.
You
Yes, I'm sorry. Oh
can
my
cut that
god.
out.
What
Hold
did
up.
you say?
Mhm. All right, so thank you guys for listening to today's episode of The Woman Behind the Uniform. You guys learned a lot about Dawna. You also learned a lot about the military, but through it all, she still kept her faith, and she was faithful to God as God was faithful to her and gave her a lot of grace. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.